Calm down. This is not a beer. This is a seltzer water. Because I have to take better care of myself. More water, less frozen food. My health aside, I think it's time to talk about this year's Game Awards, which, like any Game Awards, there's nothing really big going on. The awards themselves are usually kind of boring, but it's the game reveals that usually pop off. Now I missed a good chunk of it because I was at work having to, be an adult and a cog in the wheel, which is what it is. But what tickled my fancy was rather late in the evening, but really got me excited when I found out Sega is going to be re-releasing or remaking pretty much a whole library of games. Or I guess they're remakes. I didn't look much into it other than Jet Set Radio Future. That's the one that I care about. That's it. I did see Shinobi. I have played Shinobi, and I was not very good at that game. It is, well, I guess it would be considered Souls game before Souls game. It was just hard. I don't know. I sucked at it. But time and time again, I've been wanting to put my hands on Jet Set Radio. It is, I don't know why it's such a good game, but it just is. It's out. It's just crazy. It's wild. You never can put your finger on it why it's so good. And here's the irony behind all this is I never really got to play them much. It was such a good game. It instilled and burned into my brain, my retinas even, that I couldn't stop wanting to play it. But unfortunately, it wasn't good enough for me to go buy an Xbox and the game. It was just too pricey for me to get a hold of all that. And I completely forgot about it until recently. And the fact that they're doing a remake is just got my nipples harder than they ever been. I could cut diamonds right now. Now, also, on a side piece of this is the fact that Kojima has got a new game coming with Jordan Peele. The only way that this could be even better is if the creature designs was done by Del Toro. You had that trifecta of people, you'd have probably game of the century. But I'm waiting to see. It's a horror game. I don't play horror games mainly because I just don't. I'm not a big horror fan. I'm not saying that horror games or horror movies are bad. I just don't care about them. That's just not my style. I like action, dumb, and B-rated, and I have a hair on my finger. And honestly, some pretty okay-ish movies. I'm not a big fan of really all the hype. I don't know why. I don't know if probably people probably can't tell by my channel. I drone on about how bad I think things are, even though most of them are probably really well done. Except for Baldur's Gate. That was a game I'm still playing now. I just cannot figure out what character I would like to play as. And I mean by, like, what kind of abilities I want. I've started 5 new games, and I just don't know which path I want to take. And I don't know the ending because I haven't played it enough. It's too much, but I haven't done enough. It's a great game. There's nothing wrong with it. And not to mention, you can run around naked. Every single one of you, full chub out and everything. I think it's hilarious that you can be butt-ass naked running around, and it doesn't do anything. You're just a badass with your dick out. It's pretty funny. Or tits, depending on who you are. But overall, it's still a good game. All the perverted shit aside, it's just untouchable. There's so much to do. You can literally just pick up anything, throw anything, do what you want, be who you want. And the 2 games, I think, that shouldn't even been on the list for Game of the Year was pretty much like Spider-Man 2 and Mario. I don't care that Mario was on there. I just think it's weird that it was. Let me put it that way. I don't see why Mario even would be in comparison to the other games. And while I can see Spider-Man 2 being on there, I still don't understand. I don't understand really why it's there because of the fact it was just the same game. Just like it's more story. That's it. It wasn't anything to write home about. It didn't change much. The characters pretty much look the same as the remaster. I didn't see the big change that the hoopla was about. But I mean, hey, if you voted, if you voted for it, you voted for it. I'm not even going to make fun of you for it yet. But as you can tell, a lot of it is going to be games to come out. Final Fantasy 16 had a DLC drop, pretty much a shadow drop for you. The crazy part about it is I have not played it yet. I did download it. I just haven't played it, and I'm probably going to sit down and try to get into it. Being I'm not a fan of 16. I'm just not. I don't care about the story that much. The characters were really cool. They looked good. I liked the fights. The boss battles were amazing. They weren't as good as I thought they would be. But they were still cool. The cinematics were amazing, as always. The Square Enix always gets the best cinematics. They always have, and they always will. The only problem is I could kind of see the change. I know a lot of people would say probably not, but you could see a slight change from when it was in engine and then a cutscene. You could tell. Now it wasn't huge, but you could tell. Now that doesn't make it, a bad game for everybody else. I understand a lot of people liked it. I didn't. A lot of people liked Origins too, and I didn't really care for that. I just feel like it's a whole lot of like the monsters and the character the design overall in Origins was really good. The story just seems like it's boring. And I know it's just a rehash of, the first one. Basically a prequel. But back to 16. 16 just it didn't tug at my heartstrings enough. It did not, get my willy wet because the whole problem is it's just Devil May Cry. And I like Devil May Cry. If I want to play Devil May Cry, I play Devil May Cry. If I want to play Final Fantasy, I go to Final Fantasy. What would scream Final Fantasy. Even 14 or 15 felt more like Final Fantasy than 16 did. And I don't know how to describe it, so there's not much I can say other than it just does not feel like Final Fantasy to me. I mean, it can look great. It's fine to have a beautiful game, but if you don't have a lot of substance that really screams, what your game is, then you kind of lost focus on what it is. That's how I look at it. Now, it's going to sound confusing me saying this. So I'm going to go on to the next subject, so I kind of don't risk the, extent of sounding stupid. More stupid. Kratos himself made fun of Call of Duty, and now Call of Duty devs are going all over Twitter trying to bash him, and I just think it's hilarious. It's very ironic. They want to say, well, they'll still be playing our game when yours is a pick-up laydown. Well, that's not even true. Single-player games get played. I play them all the time, and I mean the same game. I'll play a few once, and then others I'll play multiple times. I do it all the time. I don't know why. I just love it. Like the Batman trilogy. I play it all the time. But once a year, I do a playthrough. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I know I've sucked that dick 100 times. It's a game I play often. Probably once a month. I love that game. If you did really good, and if the game plays really good, you're going to play it multiple times. That's why God of War has been released so many times. The original trilogy has been released multiple times because people buy it multiple times and then play it again. It's great. Call of Duty does not get rebought, hardly at all, and that's it. Nobody cares. The sad thing is, stupid people like me give them money. That's the only way they stay relevant, is constantly pushing out pretty much, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is. They just push out content that pretty much goes to the masses. It's like, if we put enough garbage, it's the whole, throw enough shit at the wall, something will stick. That's what they're doing. And they think that's something to gloat about with somebody who embodies Kratos, quite literally. But yeah, I think Game Awards was a little meh. It's usually meh. But, this year was a little bit extra fun just because, Call of Duty game devs think that they're fucking superior, but they're not. I don't know if you guys are ever going to see my video, but you're not. You're absolutely not, and you should be put in your place for that. Don't ever think that you can come out of your little hole of the greedy company you work for and act like you're about to just talk down to others when you literally work for a company that's exact point is to make as much greedy money off of dumb people like me who play with other just casual players, and you got like, what, 12, 20 big-time YouTubers that run around on there and all they do is complain about your game while playing it? That's not really a good thing. They're only doing it because it makes them money, and that's the sad thing. It's money on money. That's it. You've done nothing good. People booted up God of War and then God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, they were literally trying not to bust a nut on camera because it would be terms of service problems. Nobody did that with yours. Not to mention, your game, your campaign has come and gone like a fart in the wind. It is gone. Nobody's going to play it again. There's a few tryhards that think they want to get that platinum. That's about it. Other than that, nobody's going to play it. Most of your base doesn't even play the campaign, and you got offended by that. Your player base is all online. Most of the people that pre-ordered it, that wanted to play the campaign, probably even got a refund before it even came out. I just think that's kind of idiotic to try to bash a story game that people actually do replay, do New Game Plus, and do try to do things. And then you got a 2-hour schlock that is garbage that I couldn't even barely finish. I only finished it to get to the end. You should not have a game that people play just to get to the end to know what will come next. When I played Ragnarok, it wasn't, oh, I got to get to the end. It was, oh, what's going to happen next? Oh, what's going to happen next? Oh, this is cool. That's a good game. Not this. You're losing a fight. You look absolutely stupid. So, anyway, I think I went on enough of a tirade for Call of Duty. I've probably talked too much about that. Anyway, Game Awards 2023. I absolutely enjoy the fact that the obvious won. And about to go sit down and play that right now until everybody gets ready for Call of Duty tonight, which I also bitch about. But hey, it's more fun. He's gonna have his Ethernet cable ready. My the guy I play Call of Duty with, his internet was not Wi-Fi compatible. It was trash. He kept getting delayed, and we were just constantly losing. That's about all I got to say on that. I will say I appreciate everybody that's been subscribing to my channel. It's really appreciated. Y'all are, honestly, I'm surprised I've been making it this far. Top it off, if you do like my videos, please like, share, and tell somebody to subscribe. Keep getting me out there, because this is actually getting really interesting the more and more I grow. Yeah, that's about all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.